I think this is working.
All natural.
All right, we seem to be here. Guys, welcome to Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Tide of Iron Season 2, Episode 11, the unnamed episode.
No, I gave you that name last week.
James failed to provide... Is that real? Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
I almost said something in the cast chat.
Yeah,
I was
because we missed last week, right?
Yeah.
I
Today is for that.
Season 2, Episode 11, Spinward. I prefer the unnamed episode, but whatever. Let's just do it.
I did like your magic fingers though. That was impressive.
The unnamed episode. The reverse jazz hands. Friends, I was in the hospital almost immediately after getting off of what was the last stream I did?
Eco?
No.
It's all you streamed this week. I thought.
No. That can't be true. 2020.
Yeah.
Plus.
Literally minutes after we ended the 2020 stream, I was like, I haven't been feeling well lately. Now I'm feeling a little bit worse. And then I was like, now I'm feeling like maybe I should go to the ER. So I went to the ER and I was like, can you give me oral antibiotics? And they were like, no, we would like to hold you for 36 hours and stick you in a room with someone who's recovering from COVID. And I was like, I'd like to go home then. And they were like, too late. We're strapping you in the ambulance now. We can't even treat you at this facility. And thus began my life.
So did they give you IV antibugs then?
They did
Okay.
For 36 hours. I went home with some oral antibiotics for the next 7 days.
I finally believe your cat's trying to kill you now. It's no longer a meme. It's now.
Yeah, now
Okay.
I believe it too now. Like, I fully believe it. There is no question my cat is actually trying to kill me. And then while I was away, Eco started to do a series of updates, and those updates broke our server, so we can't use it anymore. And in the process of trying to unbreak it, I discovered that the server company we're using basically doesn't answer support tickets. So now I'm washing my hands of them, creating a new server with a new company that has a 30-minute turnaround time. So there we go. So tonight, immediately after this stream, we're going to be launching Castellan 32B, our new eco server. Dave can finally get the non-fishing fishing start he's always wanted. It's going to be roleplay optional. I'll be playing Archimedes Babbages, a American Northeastern man who is a exceptional American individual, rugged outdoorsman from the mid-1800s period, maybe late 1800s period.
Yeah, I do miss your role-played shipbreaker streams as well, Arthur.
All right, cutters, let's do it. Well, now you're going to get Archimedes Babbages here.
So I actually thought about this the other day. I had a great idea for a game.
Yeah.
And okay, it's hardships breaker, right?
But there's porn.
No. But
you sure? I really felt like that's where you're gonna go.
No.
Well,
But
please continue.
But you're cutting apart a killed kaiju.
Oh,
I like that. That's cool.
Oh, wow. That has all sorts of story potential, too. Like, you were dealing with the wake of super kaiju fights. You're just cutting them apart. And someone nearby is just like, this thing killed my daughter. And you're like, ooh, wow, that's some dark backstory, man.
You're like the
like,
Ron Perlman character from Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
But like, imagine like you'd have the same sort of thing. Like you'd have don't cut this because it's explosive.
Yeah.
But it'd be like a fucking gallbladder or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Don't get the
You
guts.
gotta
to
drain its colon before you cut its liver out. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have to like slice like the bone up and like sell it to
Listen,
people.
that's
going to
be my favorite part of dinner in a dungeon is, killing a massive dragon. Not like a D&D dragon, because D&D dragons are like 30 feet long. That's not a fucking dragon, man. That's like a little mini, that's a baby. All right? I'm talking like,
Smaug the Terrible.
well, listen, Smaug was big, but God, what was the D&D anime? The first one in Japan. I can never remember the name.
Oh.
They did Chronicles of the Heroic Knight. Was the sequel to it? I'll get it. All right, just let me
Or like, let's see, what's the Lord of the Rings dragon?
Record of Lodos War. All right, listen. Record of Lodos War has dragons that are like 1.5 miles long that have super kaiju fights while 2 armies battle on either side of them. That's the shit that I want. All right. Yes. Look, the audience was with me. They were with me before that. All right.
And Caligon.
But yeah, I was thinking about like that would be a fantastic idea to make, but like
Yeah, Dave. Listen, I'm there with you. I would play test your game. Super kaiju harvester.
But then I would also make it a little bit more monotonous, right? And put in like the viscera cleanup detail, like bucket mechanics.
You got to do something with those dollars you invested into fluid dynamics, Dave. You know, if you can find more than one use for that.
There you go.
Listen, I'm sure you can make a porn DLC for it. The After Dark.
We need this kaiju's bodily fluids.
No, it's like the club scene from Matrix 2 where they're partying in whatever it's called. All right, so after that,
or whatever,
yeah. So I got a PlayStation 5 finally. It arrived, and
congratulations.
Then I unpacked it, I assembled it upside down, then I assembled it correctly, and I played some Miles Morales. And so optimistic, it's the complete opposite of me. And instead of being able to take bad guys out in one hit, it takes a lot of effort to take people out. The game is super interesting to me. I've never played a Spider-Man game before.
I'd say, have you not played the previous one?
Nope. Listen, you know my policy. There are only 4 Spider-Man movies, right? There's Spider-Man 1, then there are the 2 MCU Spider-Mans, and there's Into the Spider-Verse. These 4 things make up the entirety of all Spider-Man stuff ever. Miles Morales now gets to join it as the 5th thing that's ever been made out of Spider-Man. There's nothing else that has ever been made Spider-Man-wise.
Does he actually have enhanced strength as a power or not? Miles Morales?
I think he does.
He has.
Sure he does.
He has like
electricity and
plus
he has like electricity and like invisibility, I think. Or
yeah, I don't think he actually had like the superhuman strength, but
yeah. So now I'm learning how to air juggle people, and now I'm tapping into my teenage Devil May Cry reflexes.
It's a marketable skill.
Air juggling or actual juggling?
Air juggling people.
Okay.
Yeah. If you like Miles Morales, you probably like the first one, the Marvel Spider-Man.
I'll skip. This one has 4K 60 FPS with ray tracing, and it looks amazing. It's incredible.
I thought they remastered the 4th one.
I don't know.
The one before to work.
But at James's suggestion, this arrived today: Immortals: Phoenix Rising. So that about sums everything up. I just got out of the hospital yesterday. I got Miles Morales, which I'm playing tonight. We're relaunching Eco. If you want to jump in on that, and I don't know. I think that about covers it. I don't want to brag about all the pork shoulder I bought today, so much so that I had to Tetris my freezer. You know, speaking of people who play Tetris, let's talk to... How am I going to go with this? Pondo? Yeah, I'd buy that. I feel like Pondo is an inventory Tetris player.
Yeah,
I don't think I've played a single game. Because I haven't like played.
Nah, if you played something like Rust or Scum or
Deus Ex,
Resident Evil, you would play inventory Tetris for sure.
No, I haven't really played Resident Evil. It wasn't my thing. I didn't play Rust because again, it just seems silly to me.
Well, that's too bad because after Eco, I'm thinking of doing a Rust server. I'm actually really liking these community games. What?
Why?
What do you mean?
Why Rust?
I mean, why not
Rust has no PvE element into it whatsoever.
It's huge right now, though.
It used to have zombies in it.
Look, if you really want to do that,
there is PvE. You can do oil rig raids and shit like that.
You should really do Ark. If you want to do
about Ark. Isn't that the game where you lock people in a jail and then you dance around them for like 24 hours?
No, it's
that's literally the only thing I know about that game, which is not. It's not a positive. Maybe you ride dinosaurs. I don't know.
dinosaur taming. And,
All right, well,
like,
then
this-
my
all that shit.
backup is Life is Feudal Your Own.
Yeah. There was another one as well, which is like there was like a king thing in it.
There's the Conan one.
No thanks.
No, that one's actually fucking amazing. By the way,
I
Too
playtested
much
that.
Too much random cock.
Either Henley or Sid Alpha got me a key for it, and it was really just giant balls and dick simulator.
Yeah.
For like the first 6 weeks of that game.
You can turn that off in the options AP.
Yes, but that's really the only reason people played it in the beginning.
No, there's tons of like PvE element in it. There's like dungeon raids and all that shit.
I don't know anything about that.
When I first booted it up, like it gives you the option to have it censored or not. And I'm like, I don't really care. Like I'll leave it uncensored. But I'm going to wear clothes all the time. I'm not going to strip my character off. But then I didn't realize that naked people would be running at me all the time.
And the idea that you can like take like I don't know what they called them in the game, so whatever, but you can take like slaves and like make them work your machines and shit. Very Conan. It was awesome.
Yep, it is very.
And you'd have to like hunt like a slave that like was like good at like grinding flour, so you could put him in your flour mill that he would make like awesome flour for you. It was
you seem like the kind of person that would be really
right.
into all these isekais where a Japanese school kid goes back in time and then is totally okay with slavery.
I've read a lot of isekais.
I feel like you're into that kind of shit. Every time the story hits that point, I'm like, I'm out. Nope. There's literally no way a teenager in the modern age would be okay with slavery. Of course, now I'm realizing I just lived the last year, so I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, Pondo, I think we were in your intro.
Yeah,
We got sidestepped by Tetris.
I mean, I haven't really been playing anything Tetris-based, just a lot of Cyberpunk. It's probably a little bit too much. Considering
Cyberpunk would be better with a Tetris inventory. I will go out and say that.
it'd make more sense, yeah.
Instead of being able to
Battle
carry
Royale
around 7,000
inside of Tetris
bottles
99.
Say it again.
Instead of Arthur.
Cyberpunk Battle Royale inside Tetris 99 Battle Royale. We're just going to put Battle Royales in our Battle Royales.
No, I oddly enough, I like having the ability to abuse just carrying a shit ton of stuff, overweight, and still walk.
What do you mean, oddly enough? That's your fucking thing. Every time I've ever talked to you about a video game, you've been like, well, I could have taken the perk that allows me to carry more stuff, but I always carry the maximum limit of stuff, so I get the perk that lets me fast travel while I'm exhausted carrying my entire inventory.
I'm actually with you there, Pondo. I'm
You
the
guys are
same way.
monsters.
Like,
You have no idea how to play Skyrim.
Are you, motherfucker, please. I will get all the cheese in Skyrim. Here's the thing: if there is a thieving system in the game, I'm all about it.
Okay.
If Cyberpunk had a thievery system, yeah.
I just loot all the weapons and armor that are worth anything to sell later.
That's called thieving, man.
No, I do it off their dead corpses.
Yeah, they were alive.
It's called murder
dead bodies.
and then thieving.
I don't know. Some people would call it banditry, really.
It's not banditry if it's against bandits.
Yeah.
Don't take that advice. It's still
I don't know that that's true.
Difference between robbery and burglary. Robbery is done under threat of violence or actual use of violence.
It's I was able to get in the zone of just go here, there, kill these guys. All right, now let's do this gig. Okay, I got to steal something. The only most inconvenient parts about doing how I was doing it all, because I did all the scanners and gigs, was the Badlands doing the optional things for the gigs, because the drop point was way fucked back after going to get it. I was like, hey, here, now you got to get this. What is it?
We've got a motorbike. Motorbikes make it so much easier to get around.
Yeah. Actually, I got a really fast car in the midst of doing all the gigs and stuff. That's what I mainly used.
Which one?
And then I got a car that was good at, I would steal the race car that's actually good at just skipping past all the Badlands. It
Oh,
better
the Porsche. The Porsche is just what I use for most of the
Oh,
game.
you mean the Caliburn?
The Caliburn I used a long time, but when I got Johnny's Porsche, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll just use that.
Yeah, the old 911.
Yeah. It sounds the best in the game, to be honest with you, too. So.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get all of his clothes and stuff, which I'm probably not at the point. I have his shoes and his pants. I'm halfway there.
Yeah, the jacket and shirt you get through playing the game, like through the storyline.
Yeah.
So,
I really
can't
wish
really
there was a way to
glasses.
make armor better, like make it go up the tiers like you can with weapons.
You have to get the crafting spec. You have to just check in with all the clothing people.
Yeah, but I haven't found any gold ones, and I'm almost at the end. I'm like almost at 100 hours, and I haven't found any legendary or iconic gold, like, you know,
Clothes.
crafting specs or whatever the fuck you call
I
them.
found them in shops all the time. I've got like all my clothes crafting specs are pretty much legendary.
Really now?
Yeah.
I haven't found a single fucking one.
I haven't either, to be honest. Not going occasionally. It's like, any good ones? No? All right. You're useless to me.
I'm actually just going there to look for fucking like the mech, the add-ons that you add onto them.
Mods.
Like, I'm immune to everything. Yeah, mods. I'm immune to fucking everything. Tons of armor. Not that you need it in that game. Like, God.
Yeah. I had forgotten that I got the subdermal thing that makes you immune to burn. So in that mission where you go into an obvious like setup in a brain dance and take it to the apartment that you went to at the beginning of the game. So I saw that they had overheat. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. And then nothing happened. I was like, oh yeah. Because I got like the subdermal for armor, heat, and then I think like poison or electricity. Yeah, I got a ton of shit.
Yeah.
I can't find the freaking legendary Kuroshi eyes, and it annoys me.
There is no legendary Kuroshios.
Oh, is there not? That would explain that then.
I see that Sunspirit's complained about crafting in Cyberpunk. I just wish you could say craft 100 of this.
Yes.
when you got the
Yes.
ability to convert
Yeah.
low-level items to high-level items. Just
Fucking insane.
I have tens of thousands of grey components, and all I need is like one legendary component. Now I'm going to actually go and do that manually.
My favorite one is like, hey, do you want to delete or sell these cans of beer that you're never going to fucking drink that weigh 0.5 and eventually fill up your entire inventory?
Yeah, I occasionally have to go in and it's like, all right, I need to sell all this random drinking stuff. Yeah, there needs. It's like if I want to do a second playthrough ever, I might wait till there's like a couple of mods that are
Inventory
life improvements.
modifications. Oh my god, holy shit, yes.
I also accidentally deconstructed Black Unicorn 2, which is annoying because there's no way to undo that.
Yep. Yeah.
There's
That's
supposed
okay.
to
The final Black Unicorn definitely is not the best sword.
I also hate the fact that it costs so much fucking money to like upgrade, not go up the tier, but like just increase the damage of a weapon. But like for example, if you found like a sword at the beginning of the game, and you really like it, it costs fucking so much fucking money to
That's
get
okay.
it to
At some
like,
point,
your
you'll be doing
current level.
100,000 damage headshots.
I know I am, but it really irks me that like I can pick up a sword that does like, significantly worse damage than my current one, but it's at my current level. But it takes me fucking forever to get the one that I'm actually using up to the level that I'm actually at. Silly. Like this rubber banding fucking bullshit they have in the game is just real silly.
It's kind of what they do when you have a I would just say it like a Borderlands style leveling system where as you go higher and higher, eventually the weapons you find earlier on are shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like you could very easily make it so that every single time you go to level 37, it costs the same amount as any other weapon going to level 37.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Instead of it being like, oh, you've applied one upgrade to this thing, therefore it's multiplied by 37 times. Instead of it being like every level weapon, every 37th level of this weapon is going to be the exact same cost.
Yeah,
That's how you fix that.
right.
You're going to, yeah.
Because that was one of the things that I got annoyed with was like upgrading weapons. It eventually is no longer worth it. Yes, you're better off just finding or crafting one at a higher.
Yeah, but the
level.
weapon I use is the only weapon in the game that has 500% crit damage. So I have to fucking upgrade this weapon. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We were doing Pondo's intro.
I got nothing else. That's
Okay.
I've been having fun. I'm now at the point where I was like, all right, I gotta take a break from doing something else.
I just want to finish that fucking game.
I don't know. I should finish Cyberpunk, but now I've been drawn into the world of Miles Morales and Eco. You know, someone else who's been drawn into the world of Eco, Big Spoon. We haven't seen in Eco for a while, but he did good stuff. Kept us fed, and he made a nice house.
I did make a nice house. It was.
You ready for the new server?
I am. I think things are going to be way more efficient this time through.
Yeah.
Now that we all kind of know what we're doing a little bit.
I agree.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna go hunter, chef, gatherer again.
Yeah, you know, I've looked at everybody's builds. Everyone was like, we should do things differently this time. And every single person is like, I will play the exact same character.
Well, so yeah. When I I'm not doing things differently. I'm just doing things better.
Of course.
Right. I'm gonna be more efficient this time. You know.
I think we need to build a manufactory area.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like basically, I clicked almost every box on there. Like I'm, you know, half and half on the role play. Like it's not required for me, but it could be interesting.
Will you? Would you have a character name?
I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about it to be honest. Okay. I might. If I do, I'm going to be some backwoods hick because I'm a hunter, chef, gatherer.
Wow.
So I've also been playing.
First off, I apologize to every hunter or chef in the entire world.
I'm from Kansas, bro.
Backwoods hick.
Arthur, you mentioned something interesting on the Discord about farmers. You wanted entire builds of farms made for some reason. Mm-hmm. Like why? What was the reason?
They just changed the way that pollution works, so that trees reduce pollution less, and animals pollute more, and pollution pollutes more. So if you don't take extreme measures, you'll quickly overbuild. So plants, of course, provide CO2 at pretty good rates, which means if you make massive fields, not only are we going to feed everybody, but it'll also reduce the CO2.
Okay.
Listen, we just have to trap the carbon back in the ground.
Because that's what I was thinking of doing. But the other question I had, and I don't know if it got answered because I hadn't checked yet, but does the tech for that, as you get higher, like in terms of machines and stuff, does that move into farming as well? Like, because I noticed you had a tractor, but I don't know what the tractor's for.
Yeah, so the tractor has 3 attachment heads. One of them plows, one of them sows seeds, and one of them harvests. And it'll harvest directly into the tractor's inventory, which can carry something like 3,000 kilograms. It's a chunky boy.
Easy.
Yeah. And they just added a silo to the game. I don't know how to build it or what it is, but it overstores seeds.
You don't know what a silo is?
What?
You don't know what a silo is?
No, I know what a silo. I just don't know what it does in game.
Store seed.
Oh my god. Yeah, Dave, I know what a fucking silo is. Jesus. And you know what? Silos don't just store seeds, by the way. They also store raw corn and missiles and 10,000 other things, because you can have a fucking liquid fuel storage silo.
And Russian scientists.
You don't stick a...
Hey, what do you think raw corn is, AP?
Oh my god.
It's a bunch of corn seeds.
You know what? Okay, fine. I'll buy that.
That's what it is.
That's not exactly...
It's not really anything to buy. It's...
Oh, man.
What do you think raw corn is? What you fucking sound like right now?
Silo is also a term I use all the time for describing businesses.
Yeah, see?
Siloed business.
So you can't just say silo and assume that everyone's... Yeah, it's a broad
right,
term.
You're right.
Big Spoon, let's get back to your intro.
Sure. Yeah. No, I've been also been playing a bunch of Path of the Exile recently.
Ooh,
Oh, is that
yeah.
why Eric Vulgaris is being drawn by the seductive
Maybe.
rhythms?
Yeah, by the siren song of a quality action RPG. It's actually
Of
pretty
a
good.
Diablo 2 remake for the modern
Yeah.
age that doesn't fit on your phone?
No, it's actually super good. Like I was like when I started, I was like, okay, this is a Diablo clone. I'll get 10 15 hours out of it maybe. I think I'm like 24 25 hours in at this point, and
Yep. Diablo would be better off if they learned a thing or two from Path of Exile.
yeah, for sure. Oh, absolutely. And like
100%.
so the skill tree of spending your experience reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy X, I think, where it's just this huge.
You have to build the ability to know how to wear hats. Yes. Oh no. That was 12.
Not X2,
10
yeah.
is
10
it's
is
the
where you,
sphere
like,
grid.
Yeah, and it's just massive.
Oh wow, you could do
So-
some insane shit with the sphere grid where you're like,
Yeah.
all right, well, this character has a bunch of special abilities and is clearly meant to be a quick type fighter, so I'm gonna turn him into a summoner.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn him into a mage.
I'm gonna make him a mage.
Yeah, and so yeah, like it's massive. I haven't even really looked into it all that much, but like I basically was like, what is the best build? And then went and did that. So
Well,
If I know one thing about
those-
that game, there's probably going to be like 14 different answers.
yeah,
So the problem with looking up a build, there is late game builds and there is like early
Leveling
game
builds.
currency gathering builds, which you need in order to fund your late game builds so that
Sure.
you can do macros.
yeah. Right now I am a Sunder build Marauder. So I basically run around and hitting the ground with my axe and send up a bunch of rock spikes and kill everything in
This
front of me.
makes the 100% makes me think of the DLC Barbarian from Diablo 2.
Yeah, but this is
And
much
their bullshit
faster.
ass leap
Yeah.
ability that completely changed the way you did the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was good
But,
stuff.
yeah. So the my builds these days, Spoon, for that game are pretty much like, all right, I need to be faster than I was last time. So what is the fastest I can move, and what is the fastest that I can clear maps? And when you start thinking in those terms, you actually start breaking the game server, because like each individual server is like a spin up and thing, and the way that the game works is it calculates damage as a mathematical equation. So if you fucking destroy so many monsters too quickly, the server actually has a hard time catching up with like the amount of damage you're putting into the level. It is mind-bogglingly insane how quick that fucking shit gets. Just absolutely insane.
Watching a Twitch stream the other day, and this dude, it was I forget what the name of the ability was, but he was basically just like jumping around the map, like moving back and forth, trying to get through these trials. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this looks complex.
Yep.
So,
And it's all because you put 3 gems into a skill, and now you can move fucking 3,000 miles per hour.
yeah. So yeah, no, it's been interesting and fun, and so looking forward. And like actually, I didn't think I was gonna be as invested in like the kind of background lore of the game as I am. It seems pretty interesting. So that's what I've been doing the past week.
Okay. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah. So I released another prototype for another game, and another trailer, but and people have really liked it. People have really, really liked it, and I'm excited to continue to work on that. What else? I picked up Gunborn. What the fuck is it called? Hang on a second, sorry. It is called Gunfire Reborn. That's what it's called. Really, really cool first-person shooter roguelike. Awesome game. It's on sale right now, I think, as well. Yeah, I will definitely continue to play that game. I'm trying to get through all the side missions on Cyberpunk, like the main ones. But I'm thinking after I finish this, what's her name? Judy, romance thing, I'll just fucking end the game. Because I'm getting tired of that game. Like it's 100 hours is too long to spend on a game that doesn't want to work half the time. So it's
Damn, called out.
I mean, like, look, I will go to death for Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? Like the basic lore, the source material, all that shit is like real good stuff, and I have a lot to be thankful for when it comes to that stuff. But having said that, you gotta call a game out on its bullshit. Like you can't let people defend it to the end of the earth. So,
are you saying you gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them?
Sure, yeah, fuck it, if you want to say that.
Okay, because it sounds like you know when to walk away.
When to run.
After 100 hours.
Thank you, James. Someone picked up, at least.
I mean, do you not see me laughing over here?
Yeah, but I was leaving it open-ended so that someone would step in and help. Sometimes the best jokes are built on collaboration and understanding. Surprising, I know. Got anything else, Dave?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's just working Patreon like super hard at the moment, and I don't know. Maybe it'll work out in the end. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, let me tell you, I didn't think I would get so much like feedback for these games, but when we released the Pokemon Snap game on Steam, we had a lot of people really invested in it. So
I heard some of that feedback during Eco. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were in that call, weren't you? Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I hadn't. There are things that were said during that conversation where I learned some people are into some fucking weird shit, man.
Yeah. Like, I was like you, Arthur, but then I started doing this as a business.
Well, I took an arrow to the knee. That's why you're not like me anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Please continue.
It
was such an easy layup.
Like, yeah, how old are you again?
34.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, you know. I'm really excited too because my tattoo guy finally got back to me and he's ready.
You ready to get the sleeve?
Ready to get the sleeve. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
that's awesome.
So we're looking like maybe 2 weeks now, and then we can go time. And he says he wants to do it in one big go.
Wow.
Which is like 12 hours under the needle. So
that's a long time on a tattoo chair.
A lot of it colored, or is it mostly lines?
No, it's all colored, and there's no lines in it whatsoever. So it's not like, you know, because here's the thing about most tattoos, like tattoo artists will like draw the outline and then they'll shade it in. This guy, he just fucking shades. Like there's no
Connor
lines.
Hughes, I understand. Yes.
Yeah.
Evil
and
wizards.
he's like a super gun at this too. Like he's won hundreds of awards because of this stuff. And basically my wife has a cousin whose husband is like best friends with him, and he's just like, yeah, we'll sort you out, Dave, don't worry about it. I'm like, oh.
You're like, yes, right, nepotism.
All right, man. So, you know, it's gonna be, because last time I got a really long tattoo, I basically fell asleep in the chair when he was tattooing me. I was like, at the end of it, it's like, okay, job's done. I'm like, oh, cool.
Job's done.
So that'll probably be what happens.
So what I'm hearing is that you're going to have to owe a favor, and then suddenly you find yourself needing to kill something.
No, I'll pay the motherfucker, but it's...
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things. He's in such high demand that he only has
There's
this
like
much
a
time.
2-year wait list for tattoos,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I'll just like slot you in right here."
Yeah, he's like, oh, I was gonna take a week or a couple of days off. I can just slot you in. I was like,
For your benefit, Spoon, because you laughed at my what will work thing. That sound file is my default new mail sound at work.
Oh, fantastic! That's awesome.
Before we jump over to James, so since James is the game master, we normally would transition directly into the game. I have one final announcement, and that is that the thirstiest ass D&D game is about to get started soon. Arcadium is running a game for Jessica Negri, Pocket, Jenilyn Meowri, and 3 other cosplayers. It's literally all just fucking cosplayers and models. They're gonna play D&D together. This game is gonna be insane.
The amount of shrimps in that chat is gonna be
yeah. It's gonna be a
insane.
trip. Listen, I might be there. I don't know. It's gonna be fucking insane. April 3rd.
Who's running it?
Arcadium.
Okay.
The guy that appeared out of nowhere to do offline TV, and now he's doing it for everybody.
Yeah, just blew up.
Listen, I like that guy, but he was like, "Don't worry, XQC, the D&D community isn't as toxic as you heard." And I was like, "You're a fucking idiot. The D&D community is toxic, and XQC would be the fucking dark lord of toxicity."
Ooh, that's a
XQC
statement.
is the worst chess player and the worst Among Us player I've seen in my entire life. The man had 1 million people watch him lose chess in 4 moves.
Oh god, that was so good.
Oh god. All right. Now that I'm done shrimping, James, please go ahead.
Yeah, I've had a busy few days of gaming actually. I picked up Medium on it when it came out, and I haven't actually had a chance to play it. But that looks like it's going to be an interesting game. But I've heard there's some early bugs they're working on. So have you seen this?
Yeah.
Have you seen this game at all? Like what the style of it is, AP or?
Nope.
No, it was.
I heard it's a double game where you play in the astral plane. Didn't
yeah? So
Dave talk about
effectively,
it?
you're playing between like the real world and the astral world, and whenever you go to perceive the astral world, it splits to a split screen where you're controlling the same character on both sides of the screen. But obviously, they move in the same way. So something that blocks you in one might block you in the other. But then you can also choose to separate your astral form to go and solve puzzles, to separate from your physical body and go and do things in the astral world. So it's got a good sort of, what I see, it's got a good sort of horror styling to it as well. So that looks like some fun. I also trying to do some more stuff on VR. I picked up this week Star Trek Bridge Crew. So I'm a bit of a fan of Star Trek in general. Now I know a lot of people say that it's best to play it in a group, and
I was going to say we should play sometime.
I do like Artemis Bridge Simulator, for example, but I thought I'm going to give it a go first in the single player mode. And I was watching some old YouTube videos, and apparently it supports voice commands. You can actually speak the commands to the people that do it. And I'm just sitting there, I'm trying it out and going raise shields, and they're just completely ignoring me. And then I went and did some research and found out it was all done through IBM Watson, and apparently Ubisoft never paid their bills, and the feature got removed from the game because their certificate expired like 2 years ago. So it's my fault for jumping onto a game way too late, but I've got to do all my commands with the fingers instead now. But I'm still enjoying that.
We should play together. We should have a night where we just play Bridge Crew.
Yeah,
Can you play VR without VR though? That'd be the question.
I don't think so. I think it's all VR. Yeah. He's asking if you can play it without the VR part.
Yeah, no. Well, like we still got to do Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes as well. We'll at some point. I got my wife into that now. But then also, I've worked out yesterday how to link my Oculus to my PC to do Steam VR and Rift VR. So I got when I opened up my Oculus account on my computer, I had a game already in my library called Asgard's Wrath, which I installed, even though it was like 120 gig download, and played it quite nicely at 90 frames. And yeah, it's from like the 10 minutes I played so far, it was a lot of fun. It seems to be like a Norse mythology game where you're playing like a fledgling god, and you can go between being either in mortal form or in god form. And when you're in god form, you're like this giant figure towering over the environment. And so you can do things like, as a god, like knock down mountains or move things out of the way, and then go back to your mortal form to explore new areas of the map that you've unlocked.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, so I'll be playing more of that later on.
Just remember, don't destroy the foundations, James.
That's right.
Are you using the cable or the?
I set up both. So I was doing it this morning with the cable because my Wi-Fi in the house isn't particularly great. So I've ordered some 60 gig stuff from Cambium Networks to put in my house.
So you can get the Oculus Quest 2 is capable of 6G Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So if you can get a router that does it.
Well, that's so. I mean, I'm spruiking product here for my day job, but like Cambium Networks has 6G access points that do up to 60 gigabits per second. So, yeah, that's the gear I've ordered. Well, when I say I've ordered, I've asked them for not for resale stuff for testing, which I will test in my house.
If you put it like in the same space that you play in, it's almost perfect. Like it's basically like the best way to play those games.
Yeah, because I got the fiber optic cable, and the fiber optic cable is getting me like 2 gigaseconds. So that's pretty good. So,
but then you have a cable, so it's like you know. But you should look into because you can do Steam VR stuff too. So
yeah, so I purchased Alex and downloaded Alex, but I haven't played it yet.
I was gonna say Alex would be the way to go. Did you end up playing what's it called? The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners?
No, I haven't actually played it yet. Because I ran out of space on the Oculus. I need to start removing games to install more games. But also because I understand to get Steam VR working wirelessly, you need to sideload an app, a streaming app. And they've announced that they're changing the way sideloading works with the Oculus in the patch due out today, actually. So I thought I'd wait until
it's due out today.
Okay. Yeah, that's the same patch which lets you have guest accounts now as well, so you can actually have different save progress. So I thought I'd wait for that to happen before I worry about fucking around with sideloading.
Okay, because previously what it was you'd buy a virtual desktop and then there'd be a virtual desktop patch in SideQuest.
Yeah, so I've got virtual desktop already set up, but I haven't got the SideQuest stuff yet. So.
But, and then you need to run SideQuest and some sort of VR steaming platform through Steam that you'd run at the same time.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I spent the whole morning watching the YouTube videos of D&D horror stories. You know, where people go and post on Reddit about horror stories in their own game, and then they read it in a deep, serious voice with serious music. I was enjoying that a lot this morning. That was my catharsis for the day because my whole game for today was written a week ago, so I didn't have any time. I'd have to stuff around with writing a game. So, but that's it. Are we ready for that said game?
Okay, let me make the mark, and then please go ahead.
No worries. Done?
Yeah, we're ready. Go ahead.
Okay, no worries. Okay, cool. All right. Previously on Rogue Trader, the Last Scion. It's Tide of Iron. Yeah. The crew strikes a deal with Lady Raina Nostromo, taking the navigator Wulfric into their ranks seemingly without any cost. The Hand of Calixis departs Sphinx World, bound for the forbidden world of abandoned hope. After arriving in the system, the Hand of Calixis is recognized as a vessel of the Inquisition, and Pierre Cowles is mistakenly welcomed as an Inquisitor of the Ordos. The group witnesses the bizarre ritual of the Litany, where the words of a mad navigator are spoken to a mysterious black orb that was once a fixation of Erasmus Harlock. And with Sister Dawn acquiring a full cadre of Sisters Repentia, the crew departs Abandoned Hope, beginning the long journey to Kulth. Thought for the day: the foolish man puts his trust in luck, the wise man puts his trust in the Emperor. So
I completely forgot about that. Those extra battle sisters.
Oh no, don't worry. We're gonna have a meeting about that. You and me. We're gonna talk. Fucking heretical pieces of shit.
Well, I mean, it's like it's about 2 months to get to Kulth. So if there's any meetings you want to have, because we still need to resolve the
madness plague.
but that happens towards the end. So if there's any particular stuff you want to do meeting wise, now is a good time to do it.
Oh man, Nero's incredibly passive aggressive about the Sisters Repentia. He won't speak to them directly and will only reference them as being heretical trash if they come up in conversation at all. He's extremely sour about it.
You're just mad they would just shove a eviscerator up your butt.
What the fuck?
I think those sisters could kick Nero's ass very easly. And
Is
then-
this a conversation we're having in character?
Sure.
All right, Nero just gives the captain an incredibly blank stare and says, "I'm sorry, sir. Did you say that you believe one of those sisters could not only defeat me in battle, but also shove an eviscerator up my butt?"
Yes.
They are garbage. They are trash. If a member of the Imperial Guard or the Imperial Navy did what they did, we would never hear from them again because a commissar would shoot them in the face. They're being given a second chance simply because they feel bad. They have failed. They are failures. They are heretics. They have chaos in their hearts.
James,
Yes.
in terms of like the specifics of what they actually did, there's no way anyone know, right? Like that stuff is on their own, whether they commit themselves to this.
Yeah, so effectively, yeah, they choose to take the oath of repentia. So it's generally something that where they perceive that they have sinned badly, and it could be literally like, I doubted for a moment that the emperor would protect us in this battle, so therefore I must take the penitent's oath. No one can be forced to take the penitent's oath.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I turn to Nero and I say, I was not aware that you had incredible insight as to why these women decided down this path of their own choosing.
Oh, it's nice that they are given the capability to make that choice. There are millions who don't, that break once in battle and are executed. Good men and women that are not treated as if they are glorious saviors because they say my bad.
I think you're overstating that considerably in this regard. These are women that decided on their own regard that they would commit themselves to this course.
They decided that after they had committed some level of failure, correct?
But this is
they
something
wavered
that
in
they
their faith,
themselves
correct?
know.
Yes or no?
That is not always the case.
Then what is it
There
they are
is some
repenting?
That is their own decision as to what they are.
But they
repenting.
do repent. We can at least agree on that. They have done something that they feel is so wrong that they would give up everything, and in so doing be treated as if they are somehow better.
No one is treating them like they are saviors or saints.
That absolutely is not what the Wikipedia says.
Wikipedia are you using?
Or how James explained it last week. That some people intentionally say that they have committed some minor wrong in order to be raised to their ranks.
Oh, I don't think anyone's ever gone and done that deliberately to be raised to their
I don't
ranks.
remember him saying that at all.
Yeah, unless it's something big for
Yeah, this is like the Sisters Repentia is basically like hey, I fucked up. I'm gonna go die gloriously in the name of the Emperor now.
Yeah.
Right, but they aren't treated like they're criminals until they're on the field of battle. At all other times, they're treated like they're normal sisters.
No, they're treated like nobodies. Like they're
Okay.
like no. Like
Well,
they
good.
don't
Nero
talk to
is
anybody.
treating them like that, and it's weird that he's being called out for it. Then
Yeah,
And
nobody
he's
talks to
treating them like
They
they're
don't talk
total
to
fucking
anybody.
trash.
Well, I mean, Dawn believes in the art of redemption. So for her to go along with this facade of bad mouthing these people for choosing the right of redemption over say living a lie is
Nero, how do you feel about the penal legions of the Imperial Guard? Do you feel the same about them?
I have yet to encounter the penal legions of the Imperial Guard during my service. I suspect I will formulate an opinion on them when we come face to face. I'm afraid that on Cadia, despite it being a small backwater, we only have loyal members. That shoot straight and don't miss, because that's what Cadians do.
Of course.
You might recall that Cadia is a place of discipline and honor. And I don't expect everyone in the Imperium to live up to Cadia's standards, but I do expect them to keep the God Emperor in their hearts. And those who have failed to do so should be treated as if they are less than us, because they are. The Emperor has left this galaxy to us.
Nero, didn't you like split between being like a believer that the Emperor's God, then not, then back again?
Yeah, it's been rough. I'm on a journey of self-discovery, but at no point did I denounce the Emperor. At no point did I accept failure or chaos in my heart. I have only ever served the Imperium.
I mean, the sisters, the Repentia have never been mentioned of accepting chaos in their heart.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you're getting all
we're
this
even having this conversation.
Yes.
What does it matter?
I don't like them.
I got a kick-ass squad of battle sisters that can have giant chainswords to rip apart people bits by bits.
And you would like one to stick one up my butt, sir. That is what kicked off this conversation.
Up, yes.
That's why we're having this conversation. Of course.
You're cocky.
I think it would depend on how far away they were.
Indeed. Like how Adrian here was right next to you. You say it's like, I'll kill him in a second. When we all know that you suck at close combat.
Nero just flashbacks to when he sucker punched Adrian and then put him in manacles and just goes, yes, of course, Adrian would win any close quarters combat between the two of us.
You caught him by surprise.
Yep, he didn't mention anything. Straight faced. He's just flashing back in his own mind. So for all you know, he sounds like he's agreeing with you.
Yeah, except you do the JD thing where you're like...
He looks up to the sky, everybody's
that
like,
is
what
not
are
a Nero thing at all.
So this is how Nero gets cocky. Just that things don't like it.
This was the point that Nero realized he was externalizing his internal monologue the whole time.
Nero's eternal monologue is, it's good that we had breakfast today. You don't often get breakfast on the battlefield. All right, well, we're in the warp now, so I'm going to go continue doing things. Some of us have jobs that don't involve, I don't know, heresy.
I have no idea what you're actually implying here.
I just don't like them, Don. I don't like them. Have you ever heard of the Albatross? I feel that they are going to bring bad stuff to the ship. It's bad luck. Okay, I know that you like having giant chainsword wielding stick butt uppers, Captain. But I feel as if they will draw the Emperor's wrath.
They're the
dying.
last thing I suspect to draw the Emperor's wrath on this ship.
Really? The last thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't we have like several thousand gnolls on board that would be more likely to draw the Emperor's wrath than women who have eternally pledged their loyalty to the Emperor and will willingly throw themselves onto the pyre in order to prove their loyalty?
Wait, why do you think that gnolls are hated by the God Emperor?
They're hated by the Imperium.
They're mutants, are they not?
Yes, actually, technically speaking, yes.
I rest my case.
I think that mutants are slightly higher than heretics last time I looked at my Imperial billeting, but...
Still really
like a priority
how
sheet.
You consider them.
I mean, it's standard issue in the Imperial Guard, right?
I love that Nero is just like, well, technically, they're a little bit higher, okay? Look, don't bring technicalities.
They're only worth 7 points.
Changing my argument.
Heretical women are worth 10. All right.
To be honest, Nero, when you think about it, it's good that these women realize that they have done wrong in the eyes of the Emperor and decide to make repentance of it, rather than some people just hiding it within themselves as that doubt grows.
This also brings into a question, Nero, why you have problems with this, because you do believe that the entire wing of my faith is based entirely around the act of one redeeming themselves in the eyes of the God Emperor.
What?
Her whole shtick is that she sets people on fire to help them redeem themselves.
There's a difference between purifying oneself of, I don't know, minor doubts and having such incredible lack of faith that you feel the need to throw away your life on the battlefield carrying a butt sticker upper and no armor.
I think you're misjudging the differences between cleansing a soul and seeing yourself as something that can only be redeemed by eternal servitude.
Yeah, I think there's a great
war.
difference between asking for forgiveness and suicide in combat. I apologize if you don't see it that way. If you'll excuse me.
I think at this point, Pierre thinks back to the point where he told them to shoot at the giant tesseract thing, and they caused to blow everything up. Yes, suicide in combat, of course.
Also, at what point do you think that every single person who goes through the ritual of burning themselves to death survive? It's crazy.
Pretty sure you had a couple die, to be honest. Now think about it on camera.
Yeah.
Haven't we had 100% success rate with that so far?
No, I think it was one or two people die.
Oh.
What, sorry?
The ritual.
Cleansing.
I thought that
Funny
everyone
enough,
survived
there was
it.
one guy who wanted to die, but he didn't. But the other ones died.
Right, your shitty administrator. Yeah, I remember him.
He's actually not that shitty. He's just corrupt, probably.
Yeah, the corruption made him so shitty the entire colony collapsed.
No, I shot that guy.
No, that was the other... Oh, boy.
Which colony are you talking about?
I don't remember.
Because we've only been to 2 colonies so far.
I've got to
One guy I
acknowledge. Got to acknowledge that Dr. Zeusism in our chat there. It's very good.
The one guy that we set on fire was, I think, the administrator or something. For when
He
we
was
got
like
the
some.
Praetorium.
Yeah, he was like some criminal guy that you found that was like. He was he the dude that you grabbed from that place that had the statues of your mother?
He was the guy that
something?
we grabbed from the Eternal Praetorium when we first found it. That withheld information about the giant alien insect things. I don't remember what they're called at the moment. It's blanking me.
The rat goal.
Xenomorph.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Xenomorph. That's it's a totally different universe.
We also have the other administrator from the one planet that blew up that we need to find use for. He was actually a good administrator. It's just the planet blew up.
Yeah.
Through unknown means. Better known.
Because I think you've still got the unlucky administrator somewhere as well. So.
Yes. Yeah, we need to replace it.
So after about 7 weeks of time on the ship, arguing with each other, etc., about a week out from expected arrival at Kulth, there is so both Dawn and Nero get a message from the chief bosun, Spitzerny Sargon, asking them both to come to the aft food stores on deck 3 as soon as possible.
Okay. Nero arrives as soon as possible, driving his golf cart.
All right. He slowly catches up with Dawn, who's walking at a walking pace, probably. Oh no, probably Dawn passes him while walking past. I don't know. Although you probably switch over to the rabbit in order to get there fast.
I'm on the back of the wolf. I don't know. Of Ares, yeah.
So there's some signage has been put up indicating that the food stores are currently off limits. By the bosun's orders, and the bulkhead is currently closed.
Okay. I call the bosun from outside. I'm just like,
okay,
right, we're here. It says not to enter until you give clearance. What's going on?
Yes, I'll come and open the door.
Okay.
Maybe prepare yourselves.
For what?
And she opens the door without further explanation.
No. I stop her immediately and I'm like, look, Sargon, this isn't a television show. You don't have to call us over to show us so that the whole audience can see it all at once. You can just tell us what's wrong ahead of time. Again, this is not a form of media entertainment. We live in the real world. Stop with the dramatics.
Nero,
I don't have the time to tell you over the phone.
You've called them to the ship, to the bridge, to tell them something that we could have just foxed them over to have.
I know.
There's dead people in here, and it's not normal what's happened.
Oh, well, that's...
Well, usually when
Nero just rolls his eyes and snorts as he walks through.
Also, they didn't die from sudden stopping.
No. The inside of this... So this is like a large storage bay filled with containers of, perishable, non-perishable foodstuffs, refrigeration units. There's mobile loaders that can be used to lower or raise, like effectively like forklifts or pallet jacks sort of things. And in the middle of this open area is a charnel scene. There are about 8 bodies on the ground, all of which have been violently opened up. There's viscera all around. It looks like whatever happened here very violently. So there's arterial spray on the walls, on the canisters. This is like some sort of mass slaying or large scale combat.
Is there any sign of like things being injected into arms or anything like that, like drug use, like eyes that are like, what do they call it when the iris is really big in an eye? Diluted, yeah.
Dilated.
Sorry, dilated.
Diluted is when you add water to things. Yeah, dilated is when you're high.
Pupils, yeah. I mean, if they're dead, that would go away anyway after time. They would automatically dilate. Give me a Medicaid roll. Plus 10.
Okie dokie. Can I use a med kit here or not really?
Yeah, for additional plus 10, sure.
All right. What? I'm rolling at like a fucking 90. And
as long as it gets you across the finish line, that's all you need.
I mean, if you want to, with a successful roll, you can spend a fate point for an additional degree of success if you think you want more information. But let me give you the base information first, and you can decide whether you want to further. So, all 8 people have been killed with some sort of edged, probably not weapon, more likely some sort of industrial tool that is effectively usable as a weapon. But whatever it is, it has effectively messily cut them open. So there's multiple dismemberments. They all appear to have been trying to defend themselves. There's at least 2 of them have been cut in the back while trying to flee as well. You don't see any clear signs of drug use, but the bodies are so mangled, it's really hard to tell. You can't see anything on the ground around here that would equate to a weapon that caused this. That's what I'll give you for your 0 degrees of success.
Okay. I'll spend 1 fate point, and
Okay.
I'll get some more.
No worries. So looking at some of the bodies, you can tell that there are definitely some missing organs. Like people that have been bisected have had like the occasional abdominal organ removed, and it's not clearly among the mess and viscera here.
How clean is the removal? Is it like surgery, is it like?
No, it is messily, like it's been torn out.
Is there any like signs of like consuming the organs?
Not that you can see, no, because the organs are missing entirely. So, I mean, but they look like they've been like torn out by hand or cut with some sort of industrial tool.
Mm-hmm. So I turned back to Nero and was like, well, whatever killed these people appears to needed or wanted their organs.
Is there sort of any signs of like a trail from like dripping blood from?
Well, you're not here at the moment, so.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not. Oh, okay, I wasn't called over. All right.
No. Yeah, she called Nero and she called Dawn specifically.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Is there anything that my military knowledge would give me? Like, is this the work of orc saboteurs? Is this a common Look, you laugh, but we don't know that this is Madness Plague, right? I'm just asking it from a military point of view if I know that this is a signature of something.
What I will give you both is you can both make, if you've got the skill, a common law Imperium roll, but Nero, I'm going to give you a plus 30. Dawn, I have a plus 10.
I do not have common law Imperium. I have common law War and common law Imperial Navy.
Okay, I would give you common law Imperial Navy at plus 10.
Okay.
Actually, plus 20. Plus 20.
2.6.
Negative 2.3.
Okay. So you guys are talking about this, and Dawn you come to the realization that this will be a 9-man crew here. So there's at least one person. Well, there is one person missing if this is the work crew, and they're dressed like they are the work crew that would be loading and unloading in this dock.
Who was the bosun that?
Sargon.
Sargon.
Yeah.
So I turned to Sargon. I was like, are all the members of this crew accounted for? Like, is there a survivor that I'm not aware of or anything like that?
No, there's one missing. Gabrielle Arsight. She is the only one not here.
Does she has any history of violent altercations or anything like that?
Not at all. She's part of the clan kin of the ship that had been here since before I came on board.
Was she grew up on the ship from before the previous Lord Captain's time?
Yes, she was from.
Oh yes, I understand. From the underdeck Arsites. Yeah, it's a good family. Yeah. Good stock.
Yep.
Good catch, Don. I didn't even think of that. It's a 9-person work crew. All right. What are your conclusions, Sargon? You've obviously been here longer than us, and you secured the area for some reason. I mean, surely the murder of everyone in a room isn't that unusual aboard a ship like this, especially with the dark holds being what they are.
So, for my mind, the issues here, first off, is that this looks like it's been done with one of the cutting tools they can use to clear. If we get damaged containers, like from when the ship has a gravity event, then they'll use it to cut open the containers. It looks like it's what's being wielded.
So you're talking the kind of thing that's meant to cut through plates.
Yes,
all right, right. That's unusual.
It would be too large for a single person to wield as well. So it leads me to believe that this has been done by either someone who is enhanced or is working with someone else. Even then, to use such a thing as a weapon while these people are trying to defend themselves or run away would be completely impractical.
Well, they also use that particular instrument to remove organs, and I'm not sure for the purpose of it, and it wasn't exactly surgery level either, but there's a good chance that if this device is as large as you say, it wouldn't fit into the cavity of a regular corpse without problem.
I mean, that device is normally in this bay and it's not here. So that's what led me to believe it's probably that. And I'm not a Medicae expert, but those wounds look like they were done by something industrial. And the fact we have a missing person. But I literally was called here when the next crew came on to start their shift, and I have secured the area. I haven't had a chance to investigate outside the ship because I wanted you to look at this first in case there's some sort of cult or other strange nature about this. That's not really my area of expertise. That's why I asked. It's just
Does this crewman have any sort of next of kin that we could talk to?
Well, her parents are both still aboard the ship as well. She has no children. She has a sister and a brother who work in different parts of the ship.
I see. Does she live with her parents? I'm not sure of the arrangements here.
Yes.
She lives in like a work crew, like an area assigned to this crew, basically.
Okay.
I know you haven't spent much time with the lower deckers, Don, but we do things a little differently around here than the rest of the Navy. Everyone kind of lives with their people.
I see. Oh, like you said, she was Voidborn, right? So.
Yep.
Yes.
Thinking. All right.
And I've met Gabriel before. She couldn't have done this. She communicates towards the body. There's no way she could have wielded that weapon
by herself.
Oh, madness of the mind from ship warps and stuff like that would
so
make anyone do anything. So you do think this is a warp
event, Don? I think that's narrowing things down. There's plenty of other things that could have happened. I mean, she could be a daemon host now. Orcs aboard.
Sargon pales noticeably.
Yeah, I'm just calm down, Sargon. Don't worry about it. I'm taking this out of your hands. Nice work.
Is there any way that I can check if there was any demon incursion or anything like that? Like as someone who deals with this stuff on the regular, is there like a
give me a forbidden law heresy at +10.
Okie dokie.
For that matter, since we both have forbidden lore inquisition, is there anything we can get out of that?
I would like to re-roll that.
Like stories the Inquisition has of this kind of thing spreading?
I'd take a +0 Inquisition roll if you have no luck with this heresy roll.
That's great, because I have no luck with this heresy roll.
All right.
I have no manner of luck at all.
2.1 for the heresy.
Okay, so what you can tell, so this could be not a demon. Like a demon generally wouldn't pick up and utilize hardware. It would have its own weapons or its own claws or teeth to do this sort of damage. It could be some sort of possession event, which would be odd given that you're currently in the warp with the Geller field active, and there's been no, unless someone hasn't told you, there's been no indication that the Geller field has fluctuated. So demons simply couldn't get in here to possess somebody. But yeah, I mean, this could be the result of a possession event. The only thing you could really relate it to that would be demonic related.
All right, I look at Dawn to see if she has anything to say about that.
How many degrees? You got 3 degrees. I will give you that the number 8, because there's 8 bodies, is significant to the god Khorne, which is the chaos god of blood and murder. Yep.
All right. Well, there's only 2 real indications that anything could happen here. Well, first, if it was a demonic presence, they would use their own methods of killing. They wouldn't use an instrument inside of a room. That does lead to the possibility that it might be a possession of some sort, but we would have to speak to the professionals who know about like the fluctuations of the warp.
The Geller field, yes.
As we're traveling.
Yep.
Yes.
I'd prefer not to speak to them. They're a little busy maintaining it right now.
Sure. The next option is that, given the number of corpses here in this room, that is somewhat a sign of the... It's kind of a little silly to say, but the god of murder, Khorne, have you heard of him?
Well, okay, so just know that
I'll let Dave know. So normally you wouldn't name the gods. They have a lot of sobriquets, like the brass lord, a lot of skulls, that sort of stuff. It's generally not a good idea because it gives them power is to name them as such. But Dawn would know that, and Dawn wouldn't have named him.
When you say name, do you say god of murder, or
no? If you
name?
literally said Khorne, you would be
So like god of murder, lord of brass, lord of skulls. Yeah, blood god.
Yeah, god of the brass throne, all that sort of stuff. So, but certainly Dawn would have known that.
All right, so then I'll just say that it might be an indication of the god of murder, but I'm skeptical at best.
Nero runs some fingers through his hair and says, "There is only one god, Don. But if it is murder that is on this ship, knuckle crack.
Verbiture.
Then murder it shall be." I fucking hate cultists.
There you go. Did it for you.
All right, Don.
That came over.
If you would like, it seems we will require your medical experience and also some muscle here. I would bring Captain Bryn, although I want to give you the option to utilize your Repentia, if you'd rather they help us handle this. We're going to need someone with security experience to help corral the area while we search for those responsible. At least 2 or more people, possibly chaos cultists, is the literal only reason I would suspect that the Repentia would be helpful here. I'm trying to offer you an olive branch for those filthy traitors.
I believe that they are better suited into the cacophony of actual
You're
field
about to
combat
go through
rather
a
than
close quarters search of a ship for a murderer wielding an industrial power tool. I honestly don't know of any other time where I would want someone like a Repentia fighting on my side. But very well, I'll call other security officials if you don't think that they're suitable.
So James, can you give me some insight here as to this, but like specifically, like when this, I have this whip or whatever, right?
Yep.
And when, like, can I task them to do whatever I please? Or is it more of a case of like...
It should be in line with what they're... I mean, like, if you need to hunt something or kill something, that's fine. Like, I whipping them to go and get you a cup of coffee, probably not, in line with their oath. But certainly where enemies are involved, certainly, you could deploy them in this case, no problem.
They're not your fresh intern, essentially.
Yeah, I was worried that this would be...
You still don't have to pay them, but they're not interns. They're slaves.
Yeah, I was worried that this
but
sort of act would be...
slaves.
Yeah, I was worried that this sort of act would be like beneath what they, what they're sort of called to do.
Yeah, no. But if this was literally like our person on the ship and killed somebody else on the ship, and it was just like a crime of passion, not really in their wheelhouse. But there definitely seems to be the influence of the arch enemy upon this. So, if you wanted to bring them out here, that would be within their remit.
Okay, let's do that then. So I turn to Nero and I do that sort of slow Gwent nod at him.
Okay.
As we're loading the scenes of these ladies showing up. So like,
Nero gets on whatever phone he used to call Sargon and calls the bridge to speak with the captain.
You get a call, Captain.
Boo, boo, boo. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, boo, boo. You're muted.
I was just saying, Captain, that the orc ships that we're going to encounter in Calth.
Yes. I'm really excited to see how you handle the situation. I'm really intrigued.
Captain, I believe your Vox is ringing.
Is it on the second ring yet? I only answer on the second ring.
It's actually on the third or fourth ring.
I believe it's on the 8th ring, Captain.
Oh, excellent.
It's got a voicemail twice.
Yes.
Lord Captain, 8. What an auspicious number. There are 8 dead crew members down here in one of the food storage areas. They were killed with an industrial power tool. And we're searching for the one we believe did it, and they may have assistance. Sargon secured the area, and Dawn is bringing her Repentia. We're about to lead a search through the ship for the killers and determine what's going on. Just wanted to let you know, maybe if you wanted to drop by, I don't suggest it. It's going to be messy.
I see no reason for me to be down there if you are bringing a squad of Repentia down there with eviscerators to...
Yep, yeah, I agree. It's literally the only thing they're good for is fighting in close quarters, like on a ship. I'll make sure not to get anything put up my butt, Lord Captain.
That's good.
Famous last words.
I just want you to know that you just jinxed yourself there, and good luck.
Thank you, Lord Captain. I don't need luck.
Dawn, watch my 6.
Nope.
I think Pierre...
More like Dawn, I'll cover you. You're the melee fighter. Go in first.
Pierre closes the call is like, why do I feel like this is a chance where Nero's just going to get surprised and stabbed with some sort of warpy weapon that goes straight through his armor and kills him again?
Because every single time Nero hunts on the ship, that's exactly what happens.
So you think he's going to be like halfway dead or mostly dead?
I'd say like a third of the way dead.
So you're taking the two of you, the sisters. Are you taking Captain Bryn and any of his people as well?
No, I'm not taking Bryn, but I am bringing Cade and our assassin, Joss.
Okay,
That's her name, right? Joss?
Yes, Joss, yeah.
Joss,
right.
yeah. I just tell
Joss
Joss to protect Dawn and act with extreme violence if anyone tries to hurt her.
Okay, no worries. Dave, just so I know, not that it will be important necessarily, but your ability to remove fear from people, is that a constant thing or is that something you have to activate? I just want to remember.
If I remember correctly, I believe it's.
I think it's
I thought you have to spend a fate point to activate it. The Emperor's.
I thought the bonus was what came from spending the fate point, though. But
For me, it's if people are able to see me, they're immune to fear and pinning stuff.
Yeah. They can't see you down here. So
yeah, it's called Emperor Protects. Hang on, let me just look that up.
Aside from the fact that Nero's been putting up posters of you all over the ship, that doesn't count.
We just need to have a intership displays where it just has a camera on you on in your captain's chair the whole time.
We just make him like Clippy, and he has to appear in the bottom right of everyone's vision.
I see a little chibi Pierre with two pistols, and it just switches between the two animations of which pistol is up, like a cowboy sign, a neon cowboy sign.
I see you're trying to put down a shipboard insurrection.
You need some help with that?
Would you like some inspiration?
I see you putting down an insurrection. Do it better. Just have it on autocast.
Are you bringing Ares with you as well, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. I look at Dawn when she said, I'm just like, Ares is massive, right? I'm looking at Ares right now. Isn't Ares large enough for you to ride?
He's like a small bear.
How do you intend to get through doorways?
I won't be riding him.
He's no bigger than your golf cart, Nero.
Yes, but I assume that the area is built to allow golf carts and not built to allow bears.
It's apparently built enough to allow Space Marines in full armor.
I mean, Space Marines in full armor and golf carts are about the same size.
So is Ares.
Yes, but if it's the size of a small bear, it's about the size.
I'm
of
gonna look at Ares
Marine,
and just be like, all right,
if not smaller.
You can certainly navigate any corridor, main area. Like there'd probably be some rooms that he might try to get into, for example. But other than that, like most areas of the ship would be accessible to him.
I'm gonna look at Ares.
Like a dog, like a cat that can squeeze through a small hole. That's like Ares. Basically.
Yeah, well, Ares isn't made of organic, squishable flesh, unfortunately.
There's you. No. Okay, so the power of the Emperor flows through the Explorer, protecting the faithful, emboldening them into heroism to face terrible things. By spending a fate point, the character grants himself and a number of allies equal to his willpower bonus immunity to the effects of fear and pitting. Okay. So if necessary, I will do that.
So the Repentia are already immune.
Great.
It just comes down to Nero, Cade, Joss.
So what was it? Willpower? Yeah, willpower. So I can do 4 people.
Yeah.
Including myself?
I think it's number of allies equal to.
Yeah, number of allies.
Yep.
Grants himself and a number of allies.
Okay.
So I can do myself and
4 others.
4 people. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So let me know if at any point in time you think that might be necessary.
Well, it's for how long does it last for?
Probably for the scene, I'm guessing.
I believe it says the scene.
I mean, we don't have any reason to activate it right now, right?
These benefits last for the duration of the encounter.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have any reason to turn it on now. Like, we don't think
outside of the fact that you think that we're fighting a demon.
But you told me that we aren't fighting a demon. You said we're probably fighting a cultist.
So it's okay.
I mean,
I'll let
a
you know when I
cultist
want to
you can
turn it
shoot
on,
in the
then.
face. A demon you can also shoot in the face. But they also go and speak in tongues.
And they might have more faces to follow up with. So
And bodies that don't accept heavy bolters as well as others might readily surrender their flesh. I'm going to just talk to the dog for a little bit.
Well, the good news is that Ares has the tracking skill and is very good at it too.
Oh, so yeah.
Ares picks up the scent of the missing person and starts to track the missing person.
All right. I'm following Ares. I'm trying to get in his face. I'm like, hey, I'm talking to you, Ares. I know you can understand me, right? You good?
It has the level of intelligence to listen to commands of like, a child, but it has it can't vocabulate back at you. So
well, I didn't think it would talk to me. I just wanted to maybe nod or something. Or...
Yeah, well, it looks at you waiting for what you're saying. So
yeah, you good? You actually going to be useful here?
It's probably its intelligence isn't enough to make judgment calls. It just keeps staring at you.
All right.
I'm just imagining
that slow, like one eye blinks and then it follows the other eye blinking like a wave.
Asking a child, "Hey, are you good here? Are you good here, kid?"
I asked Cade stuff like that when we treated him as a child.
I like how James says, "Oh, he's real good at tracking," but that's actually just like a 38 on a D100. So,
well, it's a skill no one else can roll.
Yeah, it's better than any of us. All right, I'm gonna step aside, but I'm gonna keep an eye on this dog just to make sure.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so
I mean, it's literally a robot made by Ivy, so
Yeah, the dog does pick up an actual like a small blood trail, like drops of blood here and there on the decking, because your decking is graded as well, so in some places the blood will just drop through, but the trail does seem to be leading you to the habs where the work crew would have been based as well.
Okay, she said at home.
Yeah, once you start to get close, a few concerned crewmen start to appear in the corridors. Like obviously they've come across something untoward and they're a bit unsure of what to do. Like people are sort of consulting with their local clan elders on who do we report this to, or is this really a cause for concern?
I stop the caravan and immediately consult one of the elders, but I do it in the same way I consult merchants when we land on a planet. I mad dog them immediately. I'm like, hey, tell me what's going on here. I recognize you.
Hey, we good?
Yes.
Tell me what I want to know. You know who I am.
Harvor is this man's name. He's like in his 60s. He's like a work crew chief, but he looks after these various crews. Master Bullet. We found a piece of machinery from one of the food stores over here. It's covered in blood though. It's outside the hab of Work Crew 6, and there are some noises coming from inside. We were actually coming to get you. Doesn't sound
the right
good.
Choice. We're here. This piece of machinery, is it a industrial plate cutter?
Yes.
All right. Don't go in that room.
Yeah.
What sort of noises have you been hearing?
It sounds like a ravenous feast of inhuman creatures chewing on bone. And
I'm gonna turn on that anti-fear zone real quick.
Now it's a good time,
very
yeah. All right, Nero just hefts his heavy bolter and says, "All right, Hab's haunted."
Hab's haunted.
As he loads the organ grinder rounds into the first belt, he's going to turn to Dawn and open one of his chest ammo packs and say, "Dawn, there's something I need to tell you. If I die, I need you to get this off of my body." And he's going to display...
You won't die.
Dawn, listen to me very seriously. If I die, I need you to recover this. And he's going to hold up a magazine of bolter rounds and say, "It's worth more than my life. This needs to be returned to the ecclesiarchy if I die."
You can see that Cade is paying attention too. Like Cade's sort of thinking, like, if he falls when Dawn's not around, I've got to do this.
Yes, good. I nod when I see Cade doing that. Like, yes, everything you're thinking is correct.
And is this... I'm a little confused as to why you're bringing it with you if it has this much
They are blessed bolts. They are weapons created specifically to deal with daemons. The sisters on Abandoned Hope gave them to me in exchange for the supplies we brought them.
I see. And you wish to return it
in the highest regard. I wish to return them to the body of the daemons, but if I die, the ecclesiarchy should have it. I just want to make sure that some random person doesn't pick it up and misuse it. They are extremely important. They are without value.
Very well. But you won't die.
Okay, Nero stuffs it back into his chest ammo pouch and says, "You're right. I know you're saying that because you think you'll bring me back to life, but I'm saying I won't die because not dying is literally my entire character backstory."
I mean, isn't every character's backstory? For every year of my life, I haven't died.
Yes, but Nero's is I pulled myself off of numerous battlefields. Yep. Because I'm unkillable.
Nero is also the same type of person that's like, oh, thank God that you survived the surgery that was 13 hours long. And then the surgeon's sitting there just being like, motherfucker.
So Ares leads you to the door to this hab room. So effectively, it's like a dorm room, basically, for like a work crew of 9.
A dorm room.
Yeah, the door, it's closed because it's like a large room. It has it open, like it has a large like double width doorway. This bloody piece of machinery is lying on the ground on the decking plate in front of the door, and there is a bloody handprint on the activation stud for the door. But there are no strange noises coming from within the room at the moment. It's all quiet.
I turn to Dawn and I say, Dawn, don't you think it's time for us to take a 2-hour break?
I was going to wait till you push the button.
Very interesting. I was also considering what repercussions it would have if you subscribed with Twitch Prime. But no,
all right, I push whatever button James wants me to press.
No worries. All right. The door opens, so we'll see the results in eight minutes.
Okay. We'll be back for the second half in about 8 minutes. But you know what would speed up your time? Instead of watching ads, you could just watch our BRB screen with Twitch Prime. Subscribe now and get free shipping with Amazon.
Yeah. Take this 8 minutes to check out all the Prime loot you get from subscribing on Twitch Prime.
Oh yeah, and with Twitch Gaming, who knows what free games that you'll never play you could get. I'm selling it, guys. I'm selling it.